So this is the spot where Narottama Das Thakur had his last Leela. Narottama Das Thakur was absorbed in singing the glories of Lord Gauranga and Nityananda day and night. By the mercy of his lotus feet, several atheists, agnostics, offenders, demigod worshippers, dry logicians, speculators, etc. were all delivered. Hearing the terrible news of the disappearance of Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj, who was very dear friend, Narottama plunged into an ocean of grief. Added to his grief, shortly, the spiritual master of Ramachandra, Sri Srinivasa Acharya, also left this planet. Arriving at Gambila, Narottama Das Thakur ordered his disciples, Sri Ramakrishna and Ganga Narayan Chakravarti, to arrange for his bathing in Padma. He entered the waters after repeatedly paying his obeisances. Standing there in the water, he then ordered his disciples to wipe his body. Then, as Ganga Narayan and Ramakrishna were cleansing the body of their spiritual master, Sri Narottama merged into the waters of Padma and vanished from worldly view. His disappearance was just as milk vanishes in water. It is believed that Thakur Mahashaya wrapped up his earthly Leela and manifested his disappearance pastimes in the year 1611 AD. The bank of Bhagirathi, where Narottama Das Thakur entered the river and vanished, just as milk dissolves in water, is now known as Dudh Ghat and is an exalted place of pilgrimage. So that is the very spot we are sitting, the greatest spot, the greatest devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Prema Shakti of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One of his biggest contribution was Pratana, a lot of songs which very clearly explains the Gaudiya Vaishnava philosophy. And it is said that Gaur Das Babaji Maharaj, he would read no book but that one book Pratana. He will always carry that with him. The entire philosophy of Krishna consciousness is hidden in his songs. We will also read the same pastime from Narottama Vilasa, the biography of Narottama by Sri Narahari Chakravarti Thakur. One day, in the morning, Narottama Das Thakura began to helplessly shed tears while sighing deeply. He lay down on the ground for some time and his lotus-like face became pale. With a choked-up voice, he sang this song in great lamentation. There's the English version of that song here. How cruel is providence to me! Where has Srinivasa gone after giving me so much pain? I had Ramachandra's association, but he also left me. I cannot hear a word from him any longer. Can I ever have him again in my life? My life has become useless. Swarupa, Rupa, Sanatana, Raghunatha, and the Bhattas, be kind to me. Acharya Srinivasa, whose servant is Ramachandra, can I have their association once again? Without seeing their face, my heart is pierced, just like a dove is struck by a poisonous arrow. I kept my jewels hidden under my cloth. Who has stolen them? Why is Narottama suffering so much? After singing this, Narottama Das Thakur remained silent, and everyone became aware of what would soon occur. Knowing the mentality of his dear disciples, Narottama Das Thakur consoled them. He then went to the courtyard of Lord Gauranga's temple and once again dedicated himself to the lotus feet of the Lord. Afterwards, he departed to Yudhuri with Govinda Kaviraj and some other devotees. He stayed there for one day and Sri Govinda Chakravarti and others took the opportunity to meet him. After talking to them very sweetly, Narottama Das Thakur spent the rest of the day and night performing Sankirtana. From Yudhuri, Narottama Das went to Gambila. After bathing in the Ganges, he sat in the water and ordered Ramakrishna and Ganga Narayana to massage his body. However, there was no chance for them to do this because merely by touch of their hands, Narottama Dasa Thakura Mahashaya's body melted and vanished into the Ganges. Suddenly, the river became turbulent and everyone became puzzled. The demigod showered flowers from heaven upon seeing this most astonishing disappearance of a pure devotee. The cry of Hari, Hari filled the air. The disciples of Sri Thakura Mahashaya then went to Ganga Narayan's house. Govinda Kaviraj and others quickly arranged for the funeral at Gamvila. They then hastily went to Keturi by way of Viduri. There King Narsimha, Rupa Narayana, Krishna Simha, Chandana Raya, Sri Gopi Ramana, Sri Govinda, King Santosha Raya and others started preparation for a great festival. Due to fear of unnecessarily increasing the size of this book, I am restraining myself from giving an elaborate description of the festival. When the devotees started Sankirtana in the courtyard of Lord Gauranga's temple, Devi Dasa, Gauranga, Gokula, Govinda Kaviraj and others soon forgot their external identities and began to roll on the ground. They roared like lions and soaked the ground with their tears. Suddenly, due to the favor of their Guru, Krishna and the Vaishnavas, everyone had a chance to witness Narottama Das dancing with them again. When he suddenly vanished, everyone lost their composure. And so Narottama Dasa Thakura once again appeared and consoled them all. Who can comprehend the transcendental qualities of Sri Thakura Mahashaya? In the hopes of gaining his favor, be attentive while hearing Narottama Vilas narrated by Narahari. Sri Narottama Dasa Thakura ki. So this place is also a famous place for some leelas performed by his disciples. There is one disciple called Ganga Narayan Chakravarti. So we'll read about him also, because from here we will go to his temple, that is the golden Gauranga deity or Bado Govinda Bhai, the foremost of Narottama Dasa Thakura's disciples. He appeared here in Jiaganj as the sacred place where Narottama Dasa Thakura merged into the Ganges and disappeared from this world. Jiaganj was previously known as Gamvila. Sri Ganga Narayan was very rich and famous person. He was a renowned scholar. He used to impart education unto hundreds of students daily. The great stalwart Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was also one of his dedicated students. When Sri Ganga Narayan Chakravarti, a renowned Brahmana, took initiation from Sri Narottama Dasa Thakura, the Smarta Brahmanas became outraged. They complained to King Narasimha that the audacious Shudra, Narottama Das, had brazenly initiated a Brahmana into the fold of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. The king, the Smartas and the Digvijaya Pandit were to challenge and conquer the upstart Narottama Das. Krishna's devotees peacefully tolerate all insults and abuses to themselves, but they strike like fire against offenders to their beloved Guru or worshipable Lord Sri Krishna. Ganga Narayan Chakravarti and Ramachandra Kaviraj felt disturbed upon hearing of the imminent attack against their Guru Deva. Disguising themselves as a potter and a panwala, betel nut vendor, they opened shops in a neighboring village. Upon arriving there, the Smartas sent their students to buy pan and clay pot for cooking. Both the potter, who was Ramachandra Kaviraj, and the panwala, who was Ganga Narayan, spoke pure Sanskrit with the students. Soon an argument stirred the ethers. The Smarta king Narasimha and Sri Rupa Narayana, the Digvijay Pandit, joined the furious debate. The two walas, that is the panwala and the potwala, quickly silenced the opposition. When he understood they were Narottama Das' disciple, the king told the Smarta Pandits, "If you can't even defeat these two common ordinary disciples of Narottama Das Thakur, how will you even defeat Narottama Das himself?" Humiliated, the Pandits headed home. That night, in a dream, Durga Devi told King Narasimha and the Digvijayi Pandit, "Take initiation from Narottama Dasa Thakura, or else I will cut off your heads." The next day, they surrendered and received Radha Krishna Mantra Diksha from Narottama Dasa Thakura. The Samadhi of Ganga Narayan Chakravarti is in Vrindavan, Radha Gokulananda temple courtyard. Next, Bado Govinda Bari, the golden Gauranga deity. At Bado Govinda Bari temple rests today the enchanting golden Gauranga deity that was once worshipped by Narottama Dasa Thakura. There is a very interesting pastime regarding how Narottama Dasa Thakura discovered this Gauranga deity. In the province of Gopalpur, there lived a pious Brahmana whose name was Vipradasa. Mahaprabhu revealed to Narottama Dasa Thakura in his dream one night that his beloved Gaura Vishnupriya deities were presently resting at the house of this Brahmana. These deities lay hidden in his huge container of paddy. When Mahaprabhu left Bengal for Puri, after accepting his sannyasi initiation, he manifested these enchanting deities and hid them inside the Ganges. In the course of time, they landed up in the house of this Brahmana, but this Brahmana was completely unaware of this. So when Narottama Dasa Thakura arrived at the house of this Brahmana the next day and wanted to look into his huge mound of paddy, the Brahmana warned him that a huge venomous snake lived in it, and it was not safe to go near it. Regardless, Sri Narottama entered the paddy container, and immediately the huge snake appeared and walked out of the mound. All present were very filled with wonder. Soon Thakura Mahashaya discovered his beloved Gaura Vishnupriya deities from the paddy and grabbed them dearly. The onlookers began loudly glorifying Narottama Das and shouted, "Hari Bol, Hari Bol." Wherever Narottama Das Thakur went, he carried his beloved Gauranga deity along with him. Narottama Das was mad in ecstatic love with his beloved Gauranga. So when Narottama Das Thakura arrived at Gambhila, at the residence of Ganga Narayan, for the final time before he merged with the Ganges, he had carried this golden Gauranga, Sonar Gauranga, deity along with him from Keturi. This beautiful deity has remained at Bado Govinda Bari ever since and attracts innumerable pilgrims from all over the world. Shri Sonar Gauranga ki, Shri Narottama Das Thakur ki.